This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. Today is Monday, April 1st, 2019, also known as April Fool's Day. And for someone who's involved in the field of alternative media, a guy who shares news and information almost on a daily basis, I gotta say, I hope to God you guys are gonna analyze the news tomorrow just as critically as you are today. Having said that, I wish this was a joke, but sadly it's not. A federal carbon tax is one of these campaign promises that Trudeau made that he's actually keeping now. Because today, this was just tweeted out by the Minister for the Environment and Climate Change, Cathrerine McKenna. As of today, it's no longer free to pollute anywhere in Canada. Canadians understand that climate change is real and they want us to act. That's why we're putting a price on pollution and working with Canadians to make life more affordable. Hashtag climate action now. It's no longer free to pollute in Canada. But if you want free abortions, of course you can have that. Because according to many on the left, life only matters if it's breathing air. You know, that toxic CO2. Otherwise, it's just a parasite. And a universal living wage is all good, right? I mean, we can't have a subservient populace without dependence on a nanny state, right? Starting today, Ottawa will apply its carbon tax on fossil fuels in Ontario, Manitoba, New Brunswick, and Saskatchewan. This is where conservative-minded governments have been strongly opposing any kind of pricing scheme, so they're not going to go down without a fight. Ford government vows to use every tool to fight federal carbon tax. Environment Minister Rod Phillips vows Ontario will use every tool at our disposal to challenge the federal Liberal government's carbon tax. We don't need a carbon tax to fight climate change, he said, as the new pan-Canadian policy took effect. Ontario's progressive Conservatives swiftly scrapped the previous provincial Liberal government's cap-and-trade program after it was elected last spring. This move paved the way for Ottawa to impose a carbon pricing scheme. Ontario, with the help of Saskatchewan, has also since launched a legal challenge against the tax. The leader of the People's Party of Canada, Maxime Bernier, chimed in on this today, saying, 1. CO2 is not pollution. 2. Increasing gas prices by 4 cents will have zero effect on climate. And 3. You can't make life more affordable by taking money and giving back a portion of it. And my favorite, number 4, you're a liar and a fraud. To which she replied, climate change is real. The science behind climate change is real. This kind of rhetoric is completely irresponsible. Some politicians may not care much, but our kids and our grandkids do, and they need us to act. Under our plan, most families will be better off. But is the science behind climate change real? I mean, who can forget ClimateGate? When hackers hacked into the CRU, the Climate Research Unit at the University of East Anglia in Britain, they gained access to thousands of documents and emails showing that scientists within the IPCC, the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, were fudging the numbers, and they were flat out lying in an effort to oust certain other scientists from the group who were seeing through the scheme and not wanting to play along. But don't worry, you can trust actors like Arnold Schwarzenegger when it comes to this issue.
I'm so happy that Canada is putting a price on pollution.
Of course you're happy, Arnold. You pulled off the same scheme in California over 10 years ago. And funny enough, I challenged Arnold's Predator co-star Jesse the Body Ventura on this nonsense that is man-made climate change, and here's what he had to say about it.
Look at this weather. Climate change is real. And it's done because of the things we're burning and polluting. You know, as I said, I'm a firm believer that there is climate change. We're in the middle of it, and we've got to stop it and do what we can. And I'm a firm believer that money should not necessarily be the driving force of the world. Unfortunately, though, that it is and probably always will be.
The climate change issue seems to be that they're pushing this as when you have a global problem, problems require global solutions. Is it possible that people can also be being manipulated by, the climate does changes all the time, but whether or not it's done by human beings, could this be...
Oh, no, it isn't under any type of... There's no doubt about it. My friend, Governor, or now Senator Angus King, carries a plastic card, and you can see the graph charts. As carbon goes up, so does temperature. And it's not negotiable, it's the truth.
It's not negotiable, it's the truth, he says while laughing. Actually there, Jesse, there is a correlation between rising CO2 levels and rising temperatures, but it's the other way around. It's rising temperatures that's causing the rise in CO2 levels, and the driving force here is the sun. The bottom line is, folks, a national carbon tax is a top-down power grab for centralization, and it's all being orchestrated by the United Nations. Justin Trudeau is internationally regarded as a fool on the global stage, and so he is now virtue signaling to the international community in an effort to gain back a few lost points by launching this carbon tax on the Canadian people. My friends, their only desired outcome of a carbon tax is to line the pockets of the global elite and to fund their agenda for an eventual one world government. I exposed this fact in my video titled Lord Christopher Monckton, Climate Change in the New World Order. I'll include a link to that and all other sources to this video in the description below. So that's all for today, my friends. Please check out pressfortruth.ca/donate if you'd like to financially contribute to my efforts here. And of course, the best way to support is just to click the thumbs up button and share this video if you found the information to be useful. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned, my friends. We're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.